So I was at one of my offices in San Diego and I see this swinger come by and I'm like, holy crap, I'm upstairs. I gotta go see this guy's car. He screams OC Motivator. No subscriber. How cool is this? What are the chances? Look at that. Twin swingers. Dude, I was losing it when I saw you come by, man. I got a video of this thing. How's it going, man?
Good,
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, man.
I can't believe that I meet you now.
I can't believe you came by.
I told my wife, I was like, she will not believe it, man. She will.
Dude, when I saw your car come around, I was in like a serious
I saw
business
yours
conversation.
too.
And I was like, holy crap, that's a swinger.
Yeah.
That's a swinger.
My son was like, swinger. I was like, I know, son. I was like, no, swinger. And my son's like, well, I have to thank for it. I love it.
That's cool. And you watch the channel.
I watched the channel. I cannot believe I'm meeting you right now. It's
That's so cool, dude.
Answer the FaceTime. You will not believe this.
I can't.
You got to. You won't believe it. I will do it. OC Motivator. Remember how you watch all those videos?
How's it going?
It's actually a light said swinger, so I looked. And I was like, no, I know I have a swinger. He's like, no, swinger. And I look and I see the car.
I saw him come by. I almost jumped off the balcony to come see it.
We'll talk later, all right, honey?
That's great. And we're back with another video, and yes, today was awesome. I got to meet a subscriber. I was literally in the middle of a meeting doing work in one of our offices down in San Diego, and I see this green swinger come flying by my swinger out there on the road, and it's a Charger, and it looked gorgeous. Tinted windows, just beautiful. And I'm like, what in the hell? I missed him. I had my camera ready, wanted to get a picture of it, and then he turned around and came back, and next thing you know, I'm down there, and I got to meet him. And Elijah, awesome meeting you, and I hope you enjoyed the clip I put at the beginning of this video. Nothing makes me happier than getting to run into other fellow Dodge lovers and subscribers and supporters of the channel, and he did not pay a markup. He got a great deal on his Dodge Charger Swinger Special Edition with the beautiful fire-breathing Hemi V8, and it was just awesome to meet him. So anyways, let's get this video started. And yes, as you can see by the thumbnail, I'm going to talk about the Demon 170, and I'm going to light fires all across the Facebook forums, because apparently my little voice and Butters and TK's and anybody else out there talking about Demon 170 values is, we're single-handedly or triple-handedly, we're bringing the values down. We're destroying the values of the Demon 170s with our videos. And I will tell you, if that's the case, okay, good, because I'm fine with that at this point. And let me explain why, because some of you are going to want to jump on me and call me a hypocrite. I did a 45-minute in-depth video in my members section where you can go join. You can pay the $9.95, I think it is, and literally sign up for 1 month and literally cancel afterwards. There's a lot of very personal information and things that I shared in that video that I could not share publicly, and out of respect for others involved with my Demon 170 scenario, I didn't want it to be just public for the world and for people to rip the content and do whatever they want with it. It's just personal stuff. But I will touch on this because it's going to be, I think, very germane to this video, and if I don't mention something, then the troll's going to go freaking lose their mind in the comments section. So let me get this out of the way. Yes, I bought a Demon 170. Yes, you can see the video of me buying the Demon 170 on my channel. Yes, I paid MSRP, and the reason I paid MSRP is I got really screwed a lot of times. If you watch the video for a while on my Hellcats, to the point that ultimately I got burned out of owning a Hellcat, and potentially will never own one again as a result of some of the screw-ups that happened with a dealer I was working with in the past that had promised me an MSRP allocation, and now good luck finding the exact spec in the car that I want. They also sold me a 49 state car when I specifically ordered a 50 state car for California in Illinois, and they shipped me a 49 state car. When I tried to smog it, didn't smog. The deal had to get unwound completely, sending back the car that I spec'd out and built exactly the way I want it. Have not found one anywhere close to it. sense in the indigo blue with the peanut butter interior, and everything about it, the car was perfect. And go watch those videos. So as a result of that, and many conversations with Dodge, and yes, my YouTube channel, I was able to somewhat recoup some of the loss of capital with that brand and that dealership to ultimately get that car. Now, with that said, I had catastrophe hit my family shortly after. And if you've been following the videos, you know that my father had Alzheimer's. And we still don't understand how it escalated so rapidly. A year ago, the man was just forgetting things here and there. Can't find my keys, and did I just talk to you? And weird small things. And we just thought it was quirky and funny. And then a year later, he doesn't know who my mother is. I was always, he remembered who I was all the time. But nonetheless, I don't want to bring you all into that drama. But it started to slide, and it ended up getting to a place to where his health went down so fast. We had to put him in a home. Then he went to the hospital. Then he went back to a home. Then he went to hospice. And this was tens of thousands of dollars, and the family were pumping out to just make sure he's well taken care of. Home care, you name it, everything. I got 5 cars, 6 cars, I think it was. We had to move our house. Everything in the world happened, and I had to make room, and I did. But then you're going to say, yeah, but you made a bunch of money on that Demon. I didn't make what I could have made. I can promise you right now, I could have sold it to one of you, could have sold it to a sucker out there who was willing to pay $200,000+. I didn't. You know what I did? I sold it to a dealership. And I let that dealership pay me a markup. Why? Because they charge markups. So I let that dealership pay more for that car, because in the end, look, I'm not going to give it away. That would be stupid. I'm not in the ministry here. I let them have it with a reasonable bump. But let me be clear. I walked away from probably easily an additional $50,000 in profit so that they could sell it at a reasonable price, which they did to a subscriber in Australia. And that car will be there, and he got a deal on it, because what it would have cost him to get one from a dealership would have been ridiculously higher, even just to even think about getting it to Australia. So in the end, this guy got a car at a reasonably fair price without being just unbelievably ripped off. And I got out of it, and I was able to put that money. People say, oh, that's how he did the Lamborghini. Folks, I'm not going to say what I make a year. I don't need to. You could probably figure it out. Just do the math living in California. I could buy the Lamborghini anyways. My other Lamborghini was almost paid off. I had, what, $85,000 worth of car there. So just forget about it. I didn't want this video to be about that, but it's important I share this with you all, because a lot of you aren't going to go pay the $10. But if you want all the information, feel free to go watch that video, pay the $10. And if it hurts you financially, text me, and maybe if you make a good enough case, I will Cash App you the $10 back, just so that I don't have to hear any crap on this channel. So there you go. Those of you who've been asking, that's the story. Now, with that said, do I feel stupid for walking away from an additional $50,000 I could have easily gotten? No, because I wasn't going to gouge the general public. I didn't have a problem doing it to the dealer, and I didn't have a problem with the dealer getting a little bit of profit to do a solid for somebody who otherwise would have gotten ripped off by a dealership. So everybody won. Everybody came out of it smelling like a rose, and I was able to go through the next few months, help out my mother and solve that problem, move my family, and do a lot of big things that we needed to do without a lot of other pressure. And in the end, my father passed away a month ago, and it's still just screwed my head up, and I'm not fully accepting the fact that I don't have my father to talk to every single day, because even with Alzheimer's, him and I somehow had coherence even up until the last time I saw him. So he didn't know who my mom was, he didn't know who anybody else was, but damn it, him and I, we were good. Go watch the videos of him riding the Demon. I got to do all that stuff. So with that said, let's move on to what this video is about, because I've got to tell you all, where I have a big problem is with people who are now suddenly, all those flippers and all those speculators and collectors are trying to sell their Demons, and they're still wanting some big prices in some cases, but others are not, and they're realizing that these things are $145,000, $148,000, $150,000, $160,000 cars. That's what I believe they're worth. I minced my words on that one. So now they're coming up for sale, and there's, I think, 17, 18 on eBay and on Facebook, on the private groups, in the Demon 170 groups, which I'm going to get thrown out of those at some point. They're putting up for sale. Dealers are putting them up for sale, and the prices have come way down. You'll still see the random $200,000 prices. People are eating them alive in the comment section of these posts, but you see a lot of others, speculators, throwing them up for sale, trying to get rid of them. But then you see in the comment section where people are beating them up saying, why would I buy that if the engine's going to blow? Why would I buy that if I don't know it's going to be okay? And all these cars have, whether they're used or brand new, of course the new ones have no miles, delivery miles, 7, 8, 9 miles, 3 miles, 2 miles, that kind of stuff. But the used ones, same thing. 40 miles, 20 miles, 19 miles, 9 miles, 3 miles, 7 miles, delivery miles. Meaning all these people bought these cars, did nothing with them. Mine had 500 miles by the time I got out of it. For all these other folks, they're sitting on cars now for 6, 8 months with 2 or 3 miles, 9 miles, 10 miles, some 100 miles, 120 miles, but like no miles on them, mostly delivery miles, because they bought them speculating on being able to sell them. And guess what happened to them? Here's what happened to them. The engines are blowing. They're finding out. Go watch Better the Insider's video. I watched it yesterday, and most recent video, and he talks about and shares the issues with the engines on so many of these other cars. It seems like more and more that are getting out there. It's, I don't know, is it 1 in 10, 1 in 5? I don't know. Nobody knows exactly, but they're starting to have problems and need new engines. This is an indisputable fact. Nobody can dispute that Demon 170s are blowing engines. Demon 170s are having issues. Demon 170s are having parts missing. Demon 170 spark plug gaps are wrong, and they're having to replace those and with properly gapped spark plugs. How in the hell do you sell a car for $200,000, $250,000 to somebody that has this many issues, or the potential of this many issues? I don't know how you do it, and I don't know how you do it when these people who bought them new and now they've been used, sitting for 6 months, that now they're going on the market with 6 months less warranty and no clarity on whether these are some of the random 170s that are going to blow up. So here's what I'm going to tell you now. I used to say they were worth 150, 160, 170, maybe at the very most. Great spec cars. Maybe you can get them for that much. I'm telling you right now, the values are going to continue to drop, and people are going to want, and I'm starting to see this anyways, they're going to want the 2018s more than the 2023, because the 2018s, especially with 2,000 or 3,000 miles on them, you can feel pretty confident that you can drive that thing. You could drive that sucker to the track, you could drive it every single day, and that thing's going to be fine, even outside of warranty. With these 170s, all the cars that were bought, so many of them, I would venture to say most of the Demon 170s that are sitting in garages. Check this video out. I'll put on the screen right now while I'm talking. One of my friends went shopping. They were shopping for a Camaro, and they were out hitting some dealerships, and they end up going to this GM dealership, and they get taken down to this parking structure, and while they're down there looking for this Camaro they're interested in, they find, I think it was 12 or 13 Demon 170s, a Super B also. All these are covered in dust, and what he found out in asking questions, and this is just what they were told, I don't know how much fact it is, which is why I'm not telling you who and where, is that half of those Demon 170s were bought by the owner of the dealership from another dealership to sit on and wait until they can get a price for them, but they haven't been able to get the prices they want for them, so now they're just sitting on them, hoping that they'll come back in value. The other half are owned by another dealership who's doing the same exact thing. So these cars sitting in this garage are just languishing with no miles on them, getting covered in dust, waiting for the market to come back. Well, let me just tell you, every single time an engine blows, every single time an engine is discovered to be missing parts, or having issues, or just you name it. Go look up these Demon 170s and causing problems that lead to needing a new engine. The risk and the stigmatism that is imposed upon these cars that is going to affect price becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. Because if you're buying one now that's secondhand or even from a dealership, you have to consider, and argue with me in the comments if you want, but you have to consider that this car might be one of those cars that have issues. You may need a new engine, but Brad, it's under warranty, they're going to have to give you a new engine. Absolutely. The law requires that during the warranty period, the dealerships must keep enough parts on supply. But what we're finding out is that so many of these things are going down that it's becoming harder and harder to pull these engines from direct connection to be able to swap these motors, which means they're going to start, and I'm just going to predict this, they're going to start turning down warranty repairs. They're going to start looking for more reasons to be able to void the warranties and say, sorry, your problem, because if they don't have the engines and there's any chance they have to come up with them for cars that are indisputable, that need to be covered under warranty, must be covered under warranty. If you raced that car, if you drove that car, if you didn't break it in properly, they're going to come back. We've already seen, Butter showed in his video, where they declined a warranty and they blamed it on, it was something with the harmonic balancer, that they did not break the car. It broke 100 miles an hour before they broke the car in. So they're rejecting the warranty. I'll tell you right now, that I believe is going to happen more and more. And as the warranty periods continue to burn away and you start reaching into a place to where these things are coming up on, let's just say a year from now, only having 1 year left in warranty, I'm telling you, the quickest way for Dodge to mitigate their losses on these things and not have to keep digging engines out of storage or from direct connection or wherever, or having to go back and make them, they're going to look for, and if there's any window that they can decline the warranty, void the warranty, I'm telling you, I'm just predicting they're going to. So do you want to buy a car that is a ticking time bomb, that at some point you won't be able to get an engine? And people have argued with me and said, oh, there's going to be plenty of these engines, plenty of these parts. No, go watch Uncle Tony's Garage, where he explains how this is going to go down, the functional obsolescence, and over time, these cars are so complicated, the computer systems are so complicated, the engineering is so complicated, that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, 10 years from now, you will never be able to find the parts needed to keep that car running. You'll need to swap it with something more simple, because you won't have the stuff. Dodge won't have to provide you the stuff, because once the warranty period's, the last car sold is a new car with no warranty, will be the last time they need to honor that warranty for that time period. So at some point, I got to tell you, they're going to say, we don't even have the engines. And if you don't have a warranty, so even if you wanted to buy one, I think you're going to run into a problem. And I think for anybody to say, Brad, you're wrong, this is not the case, we don't have to worry about this, most of these engines are going to be perfectly fine. Let me just be real clear and remind you that when they were launching the Demon 170, they were supposed to show up to SEMA. I went to SEMA. That car was not there, and they were open about it. Tim Kuniskis said they were blowing engines, so they could not show that car at SEMA because of that reason. So they admitted they were blowing engines in the development of the car. So why would we be shocked that they ended up having to stuff that thing onto the market and hope for the best, only to find out that maybe some were rushed, maybe parts were left off, maybe plugs weren't gapped right, maybe harmonic balancers were breaking, maybe these cars aren't going to have the staying power as a normal Red Eye or normal Hellcat or Scat Pack, and the more they get miles put on them, the more we're going to find are faulty, and the more engines are going to need to be replaced, and the more Dodge is going to have to say, okay, we're not going to play Mr. Nice Guy anymore. If there's any chance we can void that warranty, we're going to. And they will tell by the computer, if you were out there donutting that thing, if you were out there swinging that, whatever the hell, they're going to, breaking 100 miles an hour under the break-in period, they're going to know. And then there's going to be people going, holy crap. So do you want to buy one of those? Is that what you want to do? You want to buy one of those for $160,000, $170,000? Or do you want to go buy a 2018 for maybe $129,000, put $10,000 into it, beef up that engine, and go out there and smoke a bunch of Demon 170s and not have engine blowing problems? I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm here now to warn you, don't overpay for one of those things. Do not pay $160,000, $170,000 for one, unless you can get an extended warranty on it. And do not purchase it to speculate and let it sit in your garage with no miles on it. Buy it to use it, to run it, so you can find out if you're going to need a new engine. Because if you hold on to that thing for a couple years, 2-3 years, hoping it's going to go up in value, let me just tell you something. You're potentially selling a ticking time bomb to the next buyer. And I don't think that's right. I don't think that's fair. If you're selling them a car that's now going to be out of warranty, and then it's never had any miles put on it, and these people fall into that and go, oh yeah, it's going to be great because it only has 50 miles on it. They now buy it to use it, and the first 300-400 miles they take it out, the engine blows, and it's outside of warranty, and they need $50,000-$60,000 to get a new one, and Dodge says, we're not making them anymore, so tough luck. You got to go find one in a junkyard somewhere in a totaled car. Then you're going to be kicking yourself. So here's the deal. If you buy one, buy it under warranty. Obviously they all are. And buy it to drive the wheels off of it. That way if something goes wrong, you can get it fixed while Dodge is still honoring their warranties. And make sure you follow the break-in period. Make sure you don't do anything stupid in that car that's going to show up on the computer and give them a chance to avoid that thing. So with that, everybody, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. People are going to argue with me. The Demon 170 groups are going to hate me. But I think it's common sense. Why would you buy something that is starting to have this many issues? It's too much. At this point, it's just too much. So I pray every day. I hope that mine is a good one because this guy gets it and he enjoys it. I really hope it is. But at least he's got it and at least he's driving it, and he'll find out while the warranty's in place. But for others, they may not. These things are sitting in garages, wrapped in bubble wrap, ticking time bombs for the next guy who throws the key in that sucker and takes it out to a track and ends up with a big giant plume of smoke following him down the track. So I think that's nuts. Don't overpay for them. I wouldn't even buy one if I were you. I wouldn't even buy one, put it that way. I'd go get myself a red eye. Overpay for one of those, better than underpaying for a Demon 170. So with that, please like, subscribe, comment, share this video, and go ahead and yell at me in the comment section. But I'm trying to save you all money and save you all brain damage. Talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.